Hi, I'm Dr. Allen from Jones Animal Hospital. Welcome to Vet Visits. Our topic for today is, oddly, teaching a young dog to be an old dog. Young dogs are easily trainable and they can be taught all kinds of tricks. Old dogs sometimes need some help and need to have some habits that they didn't necessarily have to have when they were young, but it's difficult to teach them as older dogs. So if you'll teach your young dog some old dog type tricks and things they can do, it can make life much easier for you as your dog ages. Now this is Kitty, and she's a pretty young dog and still quite athletic and can do pretty much anything she wants to. But at some point, I hope she lives long enough to start having some old dog issues. Old dogs often can't get up and down out of things. Old dogs often need some help. They need to be lifted and placed different places. If they've not grown accustomed to using ramps and steps and things like that and to be helped to be lifted as young dogs, sometimes it's very difficult for them to accept that as an older dog. I see a lot of old dogs that come to my hospital that can't get up and down out of the car anymore. And if you have a big old dog, it can be physically very difficult for the owners to get the dog in and out. So a ramp is often the key to that. It's very difficult to teach an old dog that may have a little bit of issues getting around anyway to use a ramp, to climb a ramp to get up into a car. However, young dogs can do it very easily. And if you'll teach your young dogs tricks like that, like using a ramp, when they're young, it's no big deal when they're older and need to use the ramp to get in and out of the car, maybe to go up the steps at home. They can't use the steps, but they could use a ramp, maybe to get up on the couch or up in the bed. If they've been taught to use a ramp or a little set of steps as younger dogs, it can make life much easier for them as older dogs. Also, many times older dogs need to be helped up. I see older dogs all the time on slippery floors. Their legs just go all kind of spraddle and they have a lot of trouble getting up, and you need to get up under them and lift them and help them up. Of course, Kitty has no trouble with that. Some older dogs resent that. Some will snap and bite at their owners, even because they're, at this point in life, they're kind of stiff and a little bit painful. And if they're not accustomed to somebody getting them and lifting them and giving them some help, they resent that. They don't know what to think about that. You know, putting a towel under them helps, and lift them with a towel on both sides. Things like that are very helpful. And get them used to that as young dogs, and that way as they get older and actually need the help, they're already used to you doing that, and that can help to alleviate that problem. Other things that help with dogs as they age, nutrition is very important, and many times older dogs need to have special diets. Having them on just a regular diet of dog food without a lot of scraps and treats through the years makes it much easier to transition them to special diets as they get older. Nutritional supplements like glucosamine and fish oil often will help old joints to manipulate and do better. Teaching dogs to let you help them, to give them medicine when they're younger. You know, I tell everybody with a new puppy to take your puppy and put your fingers in its mouth. Make it used to you doing this, because when they get older, you're going to have to give them medicine. And teaching them to accept things like that when they're young is going to make it much easier for you to take care of them in their old age. Dogs are fun, and dogs are a very important and enjoyable part of lots of people's homes and their lives, from the time they're a puppy, you know, until they're old and in their dotage, so to speak. Taking care of them through their entire lives is our responsibility as pet owners. Teaching the young dogs tricks that makes them easier to accept being an old dog is part of being a responsible pet owner. Teach your young dog to use a ramp. Teach it to use steps. Teach them to let you pick it up. Teach them those things when they're young and nothing hurts. And when they're older and need the help, it'll be much easier for both of you to take care of them and let their golden years be more comfortable. I'm Dr. Allen at Jones Animal Hospital. Thanks for being with us on Vet Visits.